let's get into it. It's the Crash of the Titans. This one here is against Kitty Pryde, the 5-star version. She is a yellow, purple, red user. We'll look at her powers real quick. Her yellow ability, it costs 8. And what it will do, it'll create projectiles on the board, phase and conquer. So it'll create 3 yellow projectiles on the board with whatever strength this Kitty Pryde here has. And then at the start of her turn, if there are 4 or more friendly strike attack or projectiles on the board, you improve them by whatever the listed amount is, max of 5 tiles. For every X-Men member on her team, the threshold goes down by 1. And yes, the X-Men do include herself as well. Circuit Breaker is her passive ability. At the start of the turn, if 1 doesn't exist, and the enemy strike attack, protect, or countdown tiles are on the board, you create a 1-turn fortified purple repeater tile that will replace the tile that's on the board. And if there are no strike attack, protect, or countdown tiles on the board, then the repeater tile fizzle out and deal damage to the target. And then finally, Practice Offense is her red ability that costs 6. She creates a 9-turn red countdown tile. And while this is on the board, if one of her or she takes damage from an enemy power, then you create 3 attack tiles on the board. And then her affiliations, obviously X-Men, obviously Heroes, obviously Mutants, Team Cap, Excalibur, I mean, duh, and fan favorite for all of those that care. And the reason why I say duh about Excalibur, she was a member of Excalibur with Captain Britain, Brian Braddock, his wife Megan, Nightcrawler, Rachel Summers, Phoenix. You get the idea. Alright, Unworthy Captain America. He is a red, yellow, and blue user, though not in that particular order. Again, it's supposed to be red, white, and blue, but, you know, it's whatever. Heavy Hitter. This is his blue ability that costs 9. He will deal 64 damage to the target, stun him for 3 turns, and then for every charge tile that's on the board, he hits for an additional 2145 damage for a max of 9 tiles. The wind up, this is his red ability that costs 6. It's both active and passive. The active portion is he creates a 3-turn red countdown tile that creates a charge tile each turn, and when the countdown tile expires, you deal 74 damage to the target. And then passively, whenever the enemy matches the charge tile, Cap does 677 damage to the target. Higher levels, more charge tiles, more damage, more retaliatory damage whenever they match a charge tile. And then finally, American Hero is his passive. We're probably going to drop this here down to 3. So it says when the enemy team makes a match 4 or greater, Captain America jumps out in front and reduces the incoming damage by 100%. Then he creates a black 3-turn countdown tile that converts 4 basic yellow tiles into red or blue charge tiles. Now at lower levels, again, countdown tile length is increased, and you know, all that good stuff there. His affiliations, again, Heroes, duh, Team Cap, obviously, Avengers, I mean, I would hope he's an Avenger. Shield, Enhanced, duh, and Shield Bearer. I mean that's kind of obvious, you know, he's got the shield. Alright, now we're going to use my 268 cap, and again we're going to reduce yellow down to 3. And strategy here for this fight, well, we want blue as much as we can. We get blue, we stun Kitty, we'll deal damage for the stuns, and then while she is stunned, that's when we need to fire off our red so that her repeater tile doesn't start sucking up that countdown tile. If it does, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. If she happens to get protect tiles on the board, we need to get rid of them as quick as possible. Also with her red, even if she's stunned, we don't have to worry too much about the retaliatory damage from it. It's just when she's awake that we have to worry about it. So we'll let my matches do the talking from this point forward. And Dang. Those protect and conquer tiles, those there actually were my downfall. But we're gonna get back at it again. Okay, that was a little less harrowing, but yeah, the job is done regardless. There's a legendary token. As per usual, thanks Alliance for playing. Once we get this resupplied up. Alright. Now, Worthy Cap. Who to pair him up with? Well, at one point in time, well, let's not even think about the past with Worthy Cap, because he was kind of, yeah. But nowadays, anybody that makes charge tiles. Now you can't use them with 5-star Gods of Thunder Thor. The reason why, because she's gonna blow up his countdown tile to put more charge tiles on the board. So that's gonna be kind of your Achilles heel there. But you could use, well, you really couldn't use the 3-star version, I mean the 4-star version of her anyways, because you're going to be having color conflicts anyways. Her blue is slightly better. I mean, this is a straight up stun instead of a damage dealer, but you get the idea. Her red's a whole lot better than his red because his is the countdown tile, and then his yellow just prevents damage from being dealt to him. You could probably use the 3-star Gambit. Use Gambit's black to create charge tiles, and you know, there you go. There's a little something there for you. Now, as far as the comic book recommendation for Captain America, as I always say, the Winter Soldier from Ed Brubaker. Now I know, where is Bucky at? The original Winter Soldier, not the there he is. So yeah. So whatever the Winter Soldier run is, I know this says part 3, so that's issue number 9 all the way to 17, 18, somewhere along in there. I have to bust it out on my Kindle real quick because it's been a while since I read that there. Let's see, library. No, not the run of Hawkeye with our good friend Kate Bishop. No, not that one there. Doom War, yeah, I know I got that there. Secret Empire, which I read that there from Nick Spencer, cause that's what Arnim Zola was a part of. I'm looking for it. Yeah, cause it's Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Okay, cause it's. I'm not trying to read it. I just want to know. I just want to know where it's at. Okay, let's just do it like this here. Uh, Alright, so yeah, the story arc. Do 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 do. Okay, there we go, Marvel. There we go. This is what I want here. Or I want the Ed Brubaker stuff. That's what I want. Cause they said it's issues 1 through 14, but I know that's not uh what I got. I want the Ultimate Collection. Yeah, this is the one that I got. Do 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 do. Yeah, because it was a volume 1 of the collection. Yeah, cancel. But still not giving me what issues it was. Okay, so it's Captain America 1 through 9. Skips issue 10 because that was a crossover for another point in the series. But then 11 through 14. So that's what you want because it'll start up talking about some other stuff before it gets to the Winter Soldier. But once it gets towards the Winter Soldier with all the espionage stuff, yeah, it gets pretty intense. So yeah, so that was probably one of my favorite Captain America runs. Uh, you could also do the Ta-Nehisi Coates run if you want to. If you want more of a not even gonna say grounded take, but a more political science version of Cap, where where Steve isn't what's the word I want to say? He's not unbound by such things as Shield and whatnot. Like he's like screw the rules, something along those lines. And then you have in that series that were Ta-Nehisi Coates, you hear me referencing the Daughters of Liberty and all that there, and you see those particular characters that are that are involved in the Daughters of Liberty, Misty Knight, Invisible Woman, Peggy Carter, yada yada yada. Alright, let's see here. The next crash. Ooh. I think we're almost closing in towards the end of the crash. Uh, so we got X-Force Wolverine. So we're gonna be taking a look at my Ascended 5-star X-Force Wolverine. And yeah, that should be that. Well, before we go into let's see here. X dash. Okay. So it's X-Force Wolverine and then Domino. Or hang on, no, it's Wolverine. No, it should have been Domino. Because if we're doing with the X-Force, okay, Wolverine and then Uncanny X-Men, Jubilee. Well, we already did Jubilee. So yeah, so it's gonna be Domino and Wolverine that are pretty much left, at least in terms of this crash here. So I'm gonna filter it by 4 stars real quick. See here, yeah, Domino, X-Force. So yeah, so we got the like I said, the crash with Wolverine. I know one of them is gonna be against Cyclops, and that one there should actually be pretty fun. Fun for me, anyways, because again, we'll we'll do it with the different costumes, the original, and then the retro or the red, white, black, white, blood, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get into the other fight, the other stuff with Arnim Zola.